Yeah, he went out on his shield. It's my opinion. He went out on his shield, and he, you know, they made their call, and it was the right decision. I think there's no need to rub anything in, and just rub it in for what? It's not going to gain me nothing, and I want to have a clear path ahead of me now, and some things they can come back to haunt you, and so I myself, I don't want to experience none of anything like that.
All right, welcome to the Lowdown, brought to you by Unibet. I'm Dev Sahni. Joining me today is a young heavyweight with dynamite in his fists. It is, of course, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. How are you, mate?
I'm all right. I'm good, thank you.
Good. You still got the dynamite, still got the fire in those fists?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. We'll see, though. We'll see soon enough.
Training today, sparring. Martin was telling me.
Yeah, I've been doing some sparring today. I did a few good rounds today. Yeah, it was good work. Now we're getting close, aren't we? Almost time.
Yeah, mate. It's June 5th. We're under a month away. So who are you sparring this? Who you been sparring this week?
I've been sparring Johnny Fisher. The young heavyweight. He's good sparring. He's been sparring another guy here at the gym, Franco. It's good sparring. These guys, they come in there and they give me good work. I enjoy that.
Young, hungry guys as well. Johnny Fisher, he's got his whole life ahead of him, hasn't he? He's a young guy like yourself, so it must be a lot of sort of hungry, fiery spars.
It's good. It's good. Hungry, and it's good to practice with another heavyweight that hungry, wants to get somewhere in his career, and that's great. That hunger and ambition and the drive to want to succeed. That's great.
Yeah, 100%. I've seen a few pictures of you, him, John Hedges as well. There's a few guys. It seems like there's a good little spirit there for you.
There is. It's a good little camp, I say. All good fighters, all want to be good fighters, and all trying to make it, really.
Let's talk about the fight over the weekend. Canelo against Billy Joe Saunders. I assume you watched it.
I think Billy fought well. I think that I thought he boxed well. I thought it was a close fight up until the point it stopped. And he went out on his shield. It's my opinion. He went out on his shield, and he, they made their call, and it was the right decision. I think.
So what were your thoughts heading into that moment where he was on the stool and then he didn't come out? Mark Tibbs pulled him out of the fight and he didn't come out for the 9th round. Were you thinking, yeah, right thing?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they made the right decision, and if they all agreed with it, and it was what it was up until that point. I thought the fight was close. I thought Billy was fighting well. It's a shame at the end like that. I really thought he was in there with a good chance, if not beating Canelo, but making it to the final bell and just having an exciting fight. But yeah, it was what it was, and my opinion anyway, he put up a good effort.
Across your social media, you put out a comment saying, I wish you well kind of thing, hope the eye heals up, you'll be back stronger, champ. And there was a lot of attention and focus on what you said in particular, because not only have you gone through a similar situation in your career, similar injury, orbital, but also Billy Joe Saunders, amongst many others in boxing, really gave you a bit of a kick while you were down. So there was attention on you. What's Daniel Dubois going to say? And you came up with that classy response. Why?
Well, because I think there's no need to rub anything in, and just rub it in for what? It's not going to gain me nothing, and I want to have a clear path ahead of me now, and some things they can come back to haunt you, and so I myself, I don't want to experience none of anything like that, and so if I go into a situation, I want to go into it with a clear conscience, and just be right as a fighter. And I love being a warrior, so none of the outside, whatever that sort of stuff is, will affect me. So yeah, I don't need that on my slate right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a classy response, and a lot of people have reacted very well to it. What do you think, having been there, what do you think Billy Joe Saunders is going through right now? What do you think he's thinking?
I can't tell you exactly what he's thinking, but he's going to be, down for a while. It's going to be hurtful, to your pride and everything as a fighter, as your being to win and all of that stuff. And I'm sure they worked really hard, and I'm sure they had a game plan in their mind and how they thought they was going to, pull it off. And so it nearly happened, in my opinion. It was still going well. And unfortunately, he had an eye injury. And so the fight had to end.
Do you have any advice for Billy Joe?
Personally, I don't know if I'm the one to be dishing out advice. Every fight has to go through different things in their own way, and their own character has to shine through and pull them through it. So I'm sure he'll be back and he'll come back and have a few more big fights in him, I'm sure.
Well, I mentioned it earlier about how when what happened to you, and the same sort of situation Billy Joe Saunders was in, it did feel like a lot of your peers, a lot of pundits, maybe people with different agendas, did all sort of gather around and give Daniel Dubois a bit of a kick. Did you feel that at the time? And do you feel that Billy Joe Saunders is getting treated any differently to what you did?
Time will tell, time will definitely tell. And we'll see, what the people are going to say, the reaction. I haven't paid too much attention to it, but we'll see, if they're going to jump on his case straight away or not. It's really out of my hands and I'm not really interested in that. I want to move on with my career.
Yeah, 100%, rightly so. Daniel, how much has your life changed in the last 5 months? I mean, heading into that Joe Joyce fight to right now.
It's changed, not much. It's been, in my mind, I've had a vision of being a world champion, so that hasn't changed, but I've had to make a few decisions, switch up a few things, and that's about it, really. It's still on course.
Still on course, and like they always say about the comeback's greater than the setback. Do you feel as though within this last 5 months you've had to reflect, you've had to do a bit of soul searching? You said that Billy Joe Saunders is going to be doing the same. He's going to be reflecting, thinking about coming back. What have you learnt about yourself?
Learning. Well, I think you're going to see in my next fight what I've had to readjust and the changes I've made. And about I can't really tell you myself, but I'll show you. And I know I'll be better. I'll become much stronger and better than before. I know that some of the mistakes I maybe made in the past, I'm not going to do them again, and just go in the sport this time, give it my all, and walk away with no regrets.
You've always been laser focused. You've never been the guy who, he's going to nightclubs and stuff like that. I only see you training. And if you're not training, you're doing media. If you're not doing media, you're training, or you're thinking about training. With everything that's gone on in the last 5 months, especially the initial aftermath of the Joe Joyce fight, you must have really developed quite a thick skin to be able to deal with all these sort of attacks coming at you, people calling you this, people calling you that, people saying you're no good. How have you coped with that?
Well, no one said that to my face, so it's been easy. No one said that to my face. Everyone's talk a lot behind your back, and people are coming out of nowhere that you thought, wow, these people got a lot on their chest and a lot on their mind, and all of that. It's good, it's good to see the boxing still lively and the spirit is just still there. And as long as my name's being talked about, it's in a good way. No matter what they're saying, it's all good.
Do you think anyone will say anything like that to your face?
Well, it doesn't matter if they do or not. I'm still gonna come back and carry on with what I need to do and put in the work I need to do, and get the results and entertain the fans.
How is the eye now?
It's good, like I said, I've done some sparring today, and no problems have showed up. I know really what deep in my heart, I think it's come back stronger and it's healed stronger. So, no reservations about it.
So when you're sparring now, you're not thinking at all about, oh God, what if it hits my eye?
No, I've not. And really, that thought hasn't passed my mind. I've carried on like as if I've just started a profession. Really, that's how my attitude is at the moment. I'm a beginner again, and I think that's the hunger and passion I need to have again.
So your camp for this fight, Bogdan Dinu on June 5th. You're happy with how everything's going? Is it Jimmy Tibbs who's currently looking after you then?
Yes, that's right. Jimmy Tibbs. I think Mark is going to be back this week.
Yeah,
He's just come back from the fight, so yeah, I'm expecting to see what it's like with him this week.
and what have you picked up from Jimmy? Any sort of old tricks? He's been around for years and years and years. Have you added a few more creases to your game?
I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. He's a wealth of knowledge and wisdom, and an old school grit and all of that. He's full. That is what he's made up of, and that's what he knows. So that style of doing things, and with my own way of it, we're gonna rock the house. We're gonna bring it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And so obviously you were sparring Dereck Chisora. We talked about it before, heading into his fight with Joseph Parker. He mentioned how he said what a laugh you are, and he said you just need to come out of your shell a bit more, and maybe you need to hang around with him a bit more to come out of your shell. Have you enjoyed being around Dereck Chisora?
Yeah, it's been great fun. Chisora, he's a war horse, isn't he? He's boxing. He's part of the game now. He's an icon in this sport, and maybe not on the same level as guys like Frank Bruno, but he's still guy people love to watch fight. And being around him and sharing the ring with him again, I've obviously shared the ring with him before when I was 16, and now in my career doing my thing. It's good to see. It's good to hear from him as well.
And what was his feedback on you? I mean, obviously, if you've shared the ring when you were 16 and now you're 23, he must have seen two different guys, right?
Of course, I'm still the same old me, but it was good. It was all good from Dereck. He had good words to say. We had some good spars, and it was exciting to be back in the ring and not only just testing myself, seeing how I am in there with a high level position.
And did you watch his fight with Joseph Parker?
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was close, but it could have easily gone to Chisora's way. He dropped him in the first round, and I thought, wow, what a start, isn't it? That's amazing. And then Parker started to get in the fight a little bit, but it was snip and tuck. It was so close, really.
Yeah, I think look, one thing we've learned is these losses don't mean anything to Dereck Chisora. He'll be back.
No,
He'll be back very shortly in another big pay-per-view.
It doesn't look like he's slowing him down. So I've had this one, and I've got to start, stepping on it now.
Exactly that. So do you feel as though you have a point to prove now on June 5th? Are you taking all of this energy, all of this comeback? I think you're saying you're going to be back stronger. Is everything going into this? Do you feel you've got a big point to prove on June 5th?
I've got a point, to definitely prove and show not only the boxing fans, but myself that I'm in this, and I'm going to be in it for a while now, a long time again, and a minute to win it, and that's the important part of it. I've got to put things right, and then carry on to where I was before, and get back on the ranking list of next champions and stuff.
And the goal remains the same. You still believe you can get to the very top of this sport?
Definitely. I wouldn't be in it otherwise. I definitely want to be at the top and fighting in big, meaningful fights what everyone cares about and the world wants to see, and that's what I want to get there.
You sound like you want to fight right now. Not with me, but you're ready to have a fight.
Oh yeah, I am. It's been a while now. I was sitting at home, getting bored, hearing the world talk and all of that. So it's nearly time to go again, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, lockdown's nearly. Sounds like there's going to be more stuff lifted later this month. So you'll be pleased to know that pubs and clubs will be open again for you, Daniel. So I'm sure you'll be out and about, right?
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, get the punters back in the ring. Fights.
That's true. Yeah.
Get the punters back and create a bit of atmosphere. Yeah, see a few punch ups at ringside and stuff. So That's all good.
And I mean, we advise against these punch-ups at ringside, and yeah, please don't. But before I let you go, Daniel, and thanks for your time tonight. You've been very, very good with me. Two fights I just want to get your opinion on. I'm sure you've probably given them before, but hey, things change. You might think differently now. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, if they are to clash this year, who wins?
So it's a good fight, but I'd have to go with Tyson Fury. I think he wins it. He's just so hard to pin down, and he's got good boxing skill, and he's at the top of his game right now, I think. But it's still a good fight. You never know. You know, Joshua has the power and that, schooling behind him that, you never know.
Just on Tyson Fury quickly, obviously he's had to overcome a lot himself in his career. Do you look at him for any kind of inspiration for his story? You're talking about your back stronger and the comeback's greater than the setback. He had huge setbacks in his career and he's come back. Do you look at someone like him?
No, before I've even experienced this loss. I'm sure, I know that I've had losses as an amateur and I've had to come back stronger before this. So this for me is just something that I've got a part of my character that I'm gonna have to show now to get me through it, and that's what I've been doing.
And the last one I'm going to ask you on is if Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua happens, it seems like Joe Joyce, your old foe, and Alexander Usyk will happen too. How do you see that fight going?
I think Joe can win it. I think he's got a good chance. He's been in with Usyk before, and I'm sure he'll have a good game plan to fight him. But Usyk is a tough guy. He's hard to pin down. He's clever in the ring, and he's got the speed of a cruiserweight, and he can hang in there with heavyweight. So it's going to be interesting, that fight. But I'll go with Joe. Joe's a seasoned athlete as well. Should have probably been an Olympic champion, but yeah, there you go.
And finally, Daniel, anything you want to add just before I let you go tonight?
No, man. I'm just excited to get back in there again, and show everyone that what I'm really made of, and how tough I really am, and that I'm coming back, and look forward to seeing you guys again at the fights and stuff. All
right, well, we're looking forward to seeing you, and yeah, if you could just tell all the fans, don't actually have punch-ups at ringside if they are coming. Yeah.
It's all good, man. I have the fighting spirit to be back alive.
Okay, all right. Cheers, Daniel. Lovely speaking to you. I'll speak to you soon, mate.
All right. Good
Cheers.
Stuff.